I mean, throughout this whole episode, I've never craved spaghetti so hard in my whole entire lifetime in this episode of JoJo. I was like, I need spaghetti right now. That spaghetti in that episode was pretty freaking great, I must say. It actually healed you as well. I liked how this whole episode you think Tonio's actually a bad guy, because Tonio really is presented as a bad guy. You don't really know his intentions, you don't really know much about him, but in the end, yes, his actual stand does kind of use weird things, like, it kind of actually, in a way, does really bad things to you, but in the end, it actually heals you. I was kind of like, huh. So really, when you think about it, he has like a murderous, like it's got a murderous intention at the beginning, but in the end actually heals you. It's like, that's kind of freaking cool. So his stand actually has healing abilities. I thought that's actually pretty neat. And how Josuke actually managed to find out, because actually his stand was pretty freaking neat, when he actually punched like spaghetti with Shining Diamond and actually managed to actually bring it back to what it was originally, and then actually kind of reveal, yes, actually a stand in there. I thought it's actually pretty cool. It's actually really freaking cool. But overall, what can I say about this episode? As I say every single goddamn week, this anime outdoes itself each week, and just this episode was bloody fantastic. Even the very last line, when it says, "From Joseph Joestar," I started screaming. I never screamed so hard in my whole entire lifetime than this episode of JoJo, I must say. Literally, I never screamed so hard. When I actually heard the name, Joseph Joestar, and I just knew he was coming back next week, I was like, it ain't happening, is it? Like, this isn't happening. Like, the world has not made this happen. It's actually happening. Araki actually wrote this down in his manga, and he said Joseph Joestar's coming back. And now David Production is giving us that goodness. It's actually happening. I was just like, I've never been happier in my whole entire lifetime. I cried certain times when an anime like sequel got announced, but when this actually happened, I was like, I just don't know. This is the greatest news I've heard in my whole entire lifetime. Joseph Joestar is actually coming back to JoJo now. I need Friday to roll on. I just need it to happen, because I just need it. I need it. That Friday cannot come sooner, because my God, Joseph Joestar is one of the greatest characters ever, greatest anime ever, and he's coming back. Like, I just can't imagine what's going to happen next week. I just want to see what happens, because for all I know, it's going to be hype. It's going to be pure hype. It's going to be the most, like, beyond hype. It's going to be like hype levels here, but it's going to be like over there, because JoJo knows how to drive up that hype. And yeah, this episode, it drove up that spaghetti hype as well. It's like, this is some serious spaghetti hype, I must say, because really Tonio's kind of stand is actually kind of interesting, I must say. As I said before, it's got a healing ability to it, in the sense at the beginning it kind of seems murderous, because when Okuyasu actually starts like clawing at his like at his back, you think to yourself, okay, this is actually going a bit weird. And since he actually claws so much, it's get down to his muscle. I was like, it's kind of strange. But in the end, when Josuke's like, what's going on here? And then in the end, he kind of goes, don't worry about it, it's actually healed. And then that scene at the end, when he's actually inside that like kind of room, in the kitchen room, you kind of think to yourself, okay, this is going really, really dark, because the dog dies. Josuke actually walks in on Tonio actually kind of feeding that dog that food, and the dog actually kind of gets like mutilated. I was kind of like, freaking damn hell. I was like, another dog dies. But in the end, it doesn't actually happen. You see Josuke just standing like, what the bloody hell's going on here? And then you see Okuyasu actually eating the other bits of meat, and he's kind of just, his stomach just like, I guess, explodes and his innards start coming out. But in the end, that doesn't happen, because in the end, it actually heals me. It heals his diarrhea, in the sense, I mean, Tonio can actually like pinpoint what's wrong with you straight away. And since by his hand, like, he touches your hand, he knows what's wrong with you. In the sense, he actually points that Okuyasu actually had diarrhea last night, didn't really sleep for very long, has 2 cavities, and actually has athlete's foot, and actually has stiff like shoulders. I thought to myself, this guy should be a doctor as well, in a sense. He's pretty freaking great at what he does, I must say. Like, I like that dude, because he's actually freaking great at what he does. And in all his food that he gives Okuyasu actually heals him in some way, shape, or form. He actually heals that thing that's wrong with him. I thought to myself, that's actually kind of interesting. And Okuyasu has some way with words when it comes to explaining the food, in a sense. He actually explains that food so freaking damn well. So I was like, this guy should write a book. He's actually really talented at just like kind of speaking what he says about food. It's actually pretty interesting. I thought to myself, I just don't know. I mean, Tonio is just, is in the running for best husbando this season, just because he's so freaking great. I was like, at the beginning I thought it's going to be a bad guy, but in the end, no, he's actually a good guy. He might just become a recurring character. And I thought to myself, if that's the case, I wouldn't mind, because the actual like restaurant's now become a landmark in Morio. So I was like, so maybe it might actually happen. He actually might be a recurring character. If that's the case, I don't mind, because he's actually a freaking amazing character. He's actually really freaking cool. In the end, when you think to yourself, okay, so he's a bad guy, but in the end, no, he's not. He didn't want to feed Okuyasu that bad food. He wants to feed him good food. I thought to myself, It's interesting. He actually, and how Tonio actually schools Josuke in the end as well, and just goes, you lack sense. You touched it without washing hands. I was like, this guy doesn't. This gets better and better. In that one scene where you think Tonio's actually going to hit Josuke in the back of the head with something, you thought to yourself, oh my god, he's actually going to murder him. In the sense, at the beginning, he's like, you saw me do that, didn't you? And he just throws a knife, and you're like, okay, this is going dark. And then no, he just doesn't hit him with something on the head. He actually gives him soap to actually clean his hands. I was like, huh, that's interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, as I've always said every single week, this anime does something to just outdo itself, and this episode might just be the magnum opus so far. This actually just might be the best episode, because I thought Yukako's arc was fracking perfect. This episode, a single episode, was bloody brilliant. It was one of the best I've seen in a long time. I thought to myself, I don't know. And then next week, JoJo's might just be coming back. Just is the icing on the cake, pun, the food pun. But next week can't roll on sooner. I need it. I need it right now. I need it in my soul. I need JoJo episode 11 in my soul, because it's going to be hype. But with all that said, I've been a driver. If you like, do leave a like. It doesn't quite a bit. Leave a sub. Do leave a sub. It doesn't quite a bit. But with all that said, I have been a driver. And I will see you guys later.